Fresh and Felicia with the family unit. We're going to talk about wall words. How cool is that? Be able to do customized words on your wall and be able to offer that to your customers and make money with your Cricut machines, right?
What a unique way to express yourself.
Right? You just
Right?
did some beautiful stuff we'll show a little bit later in the video, and you did some custom stuff. Now, I know you can buy these at stores now. I see them at Michael's. I see them at
You can.
Hobby Lobby.
Yep, I've seen them too.
But what's the difference about this service that you're offering?
Because you're stuck in a box, right? You're stuck buying whatever they've already created. By doing this yourself, it's unlimited creativity.
Yeah.
You can say anything you want, personalize it any which way you'd like to.
And you'll be able to buy rude sayings that you can't buy at those big box stores too, right?
Create anything you'd like.
Now, are these removable once you put this on the wall? I mean, am I stuck with this?
No,
I have to pay big fines to have
No, we've used removable vinyl and it peels right off.
Yeah.
We actually did one that's been up for over a year, peeled it right off, left no mark, and did not lift up the paint whatsoever.
Now, if you're making these with your Cricut machines, you can make this with the Joy or the Maker, right?
Absolutely.
Which you're going to use removable vinyl when you sell these things? What do you recommend that people use?
I recommend removable vinyl,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter if you're using the Cricut Maker or the Cricut Joy. Either machine is going to do the work for you. It really depends on the width of the image or design that you're creating as to how many pieces you want to piece together. In my case, I used the Cricut Maker and I used Cricut Smart Vinyl. So you asked for some YouTube channel names so we could put them on the wall behind us. And they're fairly large. It's a good about 26 inches wide by about 10 inches high. So I used Smart Vinyl so that it could do it in one cut, one pass, and me not have to piece anything together.
So potential customers for this, who are you thinking?
Businesses.
Moms, dads, businesses, schools,
teachers,
classrooms, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody.
So you could do full decor. What do they call those? Borders on the wall, on the top, whatever they call those things too?
Borders, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you could do long borders to
Absolutely.
it, customized with whatever you want, letters,
Absolutely.
pictures,
we
designs,
did,
logos.
We did one that was long this way, width was about 26 inches wide, and we did another one that was about 26 inches tall.
Yeah.
And both of them used Smart Vinyl to do it.
Well, cool. Is the process difficult, or can somebody just jump right into this the day after you get your Cricut machine?
This is one of those day after you get your Cricut machine kind of projects. It's really very simple. And what we're showing is using text, words to do this and adding a simple design that's already created and already available to you in the software.
All right, well, let's take a look at this potential money-making Cricut opportunity.
Let's do it.
All right, in Cricut Design Space, this is the design that Fresh has asked for. He wants wall words of our YouTube channels, Fresh and Felicia, Family Unit, and Cruise Reviews. This design is simple with just text plus an image that's been duplicated. So to show you just how simple it is to make this exact design, I'm going to duplicate it in a new project. So I'm going to go under New on the left nav menu and replace my canvas with a blank one. So the first thing we're going to do is add text. So under left navigation menu, we're going to click on the text icon and we're simply going to type in Fresh and Felicia. All right, now that we have our first words typed in, we're going to go ahead and change the font. So in the ribbon across the top, we're going to go to Font and we're going to go to System. He has a specific font he wants to use. So in the search box, I'm going to type in the first few letters of the name of the font and click Search. It goes out, it finds all the fonts that have those letters in it, and I'm going to go ahead and select the one he would like to use. All right, so we have our first one. I'm going to right click on it and duplicate it, drag that one down, simply double click on it to highlight all of it, and type at Family Unit. That's my second one. Again, right click on it, duplicate, drag it down, double click on it, and type the next one, at Cruise Reviews, TM. All right, now I have my words. So the next thing we want is just a little bit of an image to separate the words together. So we're going to go to Images on the left, and in the search box we're going to type Vine and click Search. It goes out, it looks at the database, and it brings back all images that have been tagged with Vine. I'm simply going to scroll down the page and find the Vine image that I would like to use for this project. And once I find it, I simply click on it. You can see that there's now a green box around it. There's also a preview of it in the bottom navigation menu. and I'm going to click on Add to Canvas. All right, so now I have my image. I can drag that down, space my letters, my words. I can click on that image, right click on it, and click Duplicate and drag that down. Right now I'm not concerned about the spacing or the alignment of these. I'm just trying to place them where I think I would like them. All right, the next thing I want to do is change the font color to be the same for everything, whether it's an image or the words. So I'm going to go in the ribbon across the top and click Select All. And under Operation by Basic Cut, the color box has a question mark in it. And it has the question mark in it because the words or the text is a different color than the images. So I'm going to click on that question mark and change everything to black. Okay. Now I'm going to kind of space things out so that there's about equal space between each of these images and words. And when I'm happy with the way I have it laid out, I'm going to go under Select All at the top so everything has been selected again, and go under Align, Center Horizontally, and everything is aligned the way I'd like it to be aligned. Now, the space that I have to use for making these wall words is he would like it to be about 10 inches high. So in the bottom, in the navigation, or on the canvas in the bottom left corner, is your zoom in and zoom out. I'm going to zoom out so you can see a little bit more of my screen. And you can see right now that this image is about 14 inches wide by about 5 inches high. He'd like that to be about 10 inches high. So I can either grab one of the corners and drag to the right to get to the number I'm looking for, or in the size, in the ribbon at the top under size, I can change my height to 10 and hit enter. And now I know that my height of my image is about 10 and my width now is just about 26.5. Now because it's 26.5, this is the reason why I'm using Smart Vinyl. I want to cut continuously one time without me having to piece things together by using multiple mats. The biggest mat that Cricut has is 12 by 24, so I would have to do multiple cuts in order to do this. The next thing I want to do here is attach everything so that it cuts exactly the way I see it here on the screen. I'm just going to have everything selected. Again, select all in the ribbon across the top. In the bottom, click on Attach. And now everything will cut as it is seen on the screen here. If I'm happy with my design, I can go to the ribbon and click on Make Sure Maker is the machine that I'm using in this project, and then click on Make It. And I can scroll down and I can see that my design is just about almost 27.5 inches long by almost 10.5 inches wide, so there's padding around the sides here. So I am ready to go ahead and send this to the Maker to cut. I'm going to click Continue. It checks the Bluetooth connection to my Maker. And for set base material, I'm going to click on Browse All Materials, and I'm going to type in just Smart in the search box at the top and click the search icon. And I am going to look for Smart Vinyl Removable and say Done. And now the Maker is flashing that it's ready to accept the vinyl and start the cut.
All right, so Felicia, this looks kind of crinkled and jacked up. Is this a problem?
This is a little bit of a problem, but not a big deal. So I used a roll of infusible, or a roll of transfer tape. And when I started rolling it on, I didn't have it on perfect, so it kind of crinkled in a few spots, and you can see that. But we're going to try to apply it to the wall. I don't think it's going to have any effect on it whatsoever.
The letters look straight.
The letters look straight. It's just the vinyl is crinkled.
So you're going to end up throwing that tape away,
The
right?
tape is going to go in the trash, and the words is going to stick to the wall. I don't think there's going to be any effect on getting them to stick to the wall and having it straight. It's just the way they
Let's
transfer tape
give
adhere
it
to
a shot and see what happens.
All right, so I folded it in half, and I creased it down here on the bottom to kind of give me my center point, and I'm going to put it up here on this wall. Is that about where you'd like to have it?
Yeah, I think that looks good.
That looks good. So we're going to kind of stick one side, and we're going to kind of take our level, and we're going to try to get this to be about as level as we can get it. And just press that down on the wall. We're going to start at the top, our scraper.
So I saw you can buy these wall words at like Hobby Lobby and big stores. So what's the disadvantage of doing that?
You're kind of stuck to whatever it is their sayings are. You can't customize them to what you want them to be.
Ah, so no customization.
No
So
customizations when you buy from the big box store, right?
what it is what it is, right?
Right.
So I couldn't put my own name on it. I couldn't put my kids' names on it. It's kind of like not as personal as a gift.
Right. So I'm just rolling this against the wall, rolling it down and using my scraper to make sure that everything is stuck as I go. It's kind of a slow.
You're rolling this like your Uninet video, your laser transfer.
Yeah,
kind of
right.
low and rolled.
Right.
Wow.
How about that?
I see you're scraping the letters on the wall, so some of them don't stick.
So just where they're still kind of stuck to the transfer tape, I'm trying to just give them a little push, a little nudge, so to speak, get them to stick on the wall. And once you get that first part stuck,
The rest of it just kind of sandy.
sticks, yeah.
All right, question, is this removable or permanent vinyl?
We're using removable vinyl. We're in an apartment, so we want to be able to take this off when we leave this place.
And I can't show on film, but you just removed a bunch of this vinyl from another thing you had on the wall. Did it take the paint or paper from the drywall
It
off?
did not.
So the removable is pretty safe to put on places where you don't want to destroy the paint.
That's correct.
It did not remove the paint.
It did not remove the paint.
That's pretty amazing. It stayed up there like for months, right?
Oh, it's been there for a year.
So it doesn't fall off.
It doesn't fall off. It didn't remove the paint, and it has literally been on the wall for a year.
Interesting. It looks like it's going on pretty good. So I would guess that since these letters are kind of chunky and thick, they're going to go on a little bit easier than something that was kind of thin and frilly.
I would say yes.
Like what you're doing between the words?
Yes.
So that might present a little bit more of a problem?
As a matter of fact, the next one we're going to do is kind of thin and frilly.
Yeah.
So you'll see. It's going to take just a little bit more time, but will work.
All right, so this is the thinner stuff. This is going to be a little more challenging, huh? Now, if you were doing this with permanent vinyl, does permanent vinyl have more of an adhesive?
It does have a little bit more of an adhesive.
So a little easier to transfer?
I'm not 100% sure the answer to that, but more than likely a little bit easier.
Okay, well, that's coming off pretty well. I like your scraping technique. So even if it peels off a little bit, you just kind of flip it back up and then scrape it back on, and then it sticks.
Exactly.
Interesting. All right, that came off pretty good. But I see the difference between the thicker things, the thicker cuts, and the thinner cuts. I think the thinner cuts can be a lot more challenging. I think the flexibility of the unlimited font choices that you can get from Windows and Mac, right?
Yep.
In addition to the fonts that are found in the Cricut Design Space software.
Or any font that you want to go out and purchase.
So you're really going to be able to get customization that you can't get in a big box store.
Total customization.
So this is your sales point.
Yes.
Customize whatever font you want, whatever's going to look great, things you can't get in the store. You can't buy a Fresh and Felicia in the store yet, can you?
Exactly.
Wait, we should sell that.
We should.
Wow.
We should.
All right, so we got another lumpy here.
Right. So
Yours
here,
kind of looks...
our eyes kind of come up just a little bit. Nope, we look
Just
good.
push it down.
Push it down.
I'm going to come around this way.
All right, so now we've got a little bit of a lump in our U, right?
Okay.
Let's go ahead and do the other side real quick. And then we'll pause for a second. So we've got our lump. We can either flatten it out, or because it's removable vinyl, we could actually peel this up a little bit and
Oh, sneaky.
reposition it.
Wow.
See? Not too shabby,
Would you be
right?
able to do that with permanent
I
vinyl?
don't know that you'd have great success with permanent vinyl. You might end up replacing that letter altogether, doing a recut.
Again,
You could recut just one letter too if you made a mistake,
that's good to know.
right?
A little hard to position that though, right?
You gotta get your positioning just right.
But that's pretty incredible that that transfer tape was all crinkled up and it went on so smoothly.